Hello VC. Today I was supposed to attend a conference organized by clairvoyants for clairvoyants. However, it was cancelled at the very last minute due to unforeseen circumstances. So I'm going to make this video instead. First album I'll show, new to my collection. This is a new band out of Russia. This is their first album, and the album is called Holy Trinity. To me, this album would fall into the category of sort of neo-psych, maybe a touch of folk. One individual, sort of a critic or whatever, summed up this record as saying, want to get an idea of their sound, think of Grace Slick being lead vocalist for The Doors. Now that's true on some of the tracks on that album, but certainly not all of them. There's certain different styles on different tracks on that album. Overall though, a psychedelic album for sure. Interestingly though, there's one track where for the maybe first 15 bars, it starts with some guitaring and it sounds absolutely identical to Barracuda by Heart. Overall, a good album, worth checking out. So now we have the second album. The name of this band is Flypan Am, and this is their album from 2019 called Sessa. Obviously this music is very electronic oriented, some noise mixed with electronic, but also conventional instruments in there too, drumming and guitar. So a very unique sound, something worth investigating. I should mention too that Flypan Am has a new record out. Came out this year. I'll probably pick it up at some point. And I believe that the brand new release by them was not a release intended, as music to listen to on a record, but was actually written for dance routine, sort of dance choreography that was put on as a play, and they did the music to that, and that's what that album is. The next one is Volume 4 in the Wiz series.
Sidibou, a Sidibou, Sidibou, Saïda Sidibou, oh, take me back to Sidibou, come with me to Sidibou, Ya Habibi, a Sidibou, je deviens fou sans toi, a Sidibou, Sidibou.
This record consists of interesting tracks, obviously French tracks recorded in France between the mid-60s to the mid-70s. This is volume 4 in the series. I do have the first three, which I'll just quickly show you. This is volume 1. Volume 2. And volume 3. So in these albums, it's all you get a little bit of yay, you get some psychedelic, you get some, I don't know, maybe like almost LL contemporary music out of France in the late 60s, early 70s. Some interesting pieces on there worth investigating. This next album, I think it's a reissue and a remaster of Porcupine Tree's second album. I think Up the Downstairs. I'm right here, Up the Downstairs, and it was remastered by Steve Wilson. Excellent album. I don't know why it took me so long to pick up that one. It's fantastic. That obviously 2 record set. So we're obviously in the vein of psychedelic, no question about that. Very interesting. I read somewhere, I believe on the internet, and I believe everything I read on the internet, but I think the original recording, they used a drum machine, but when they did the remastering, they actually got a human drummer in and got rid of the drumming machine. Not sure, but that's what I read, so I'll believe it. This next album is one that this band everybody's familiar with. This is their latest, No Gods, No Masters. This is the latest by Garbage.
The sound of heaven is you, and the truth keeps weighing me down. No matter what you have done, you are the Godhead, the chosen one.
That's it for new records that have arrived in the past couple of weeks. I have a number of neo-psych albums that I've ordered probably in the last 5-6 weeks. Every one of them is delayed at the pressing plant. So there might be an issue there with bands that have small orders of 250 to 500 albums. I don't know if maybe it's a case of lacquer, not sure. I've had one of the records, the email I received a couple of days ago is they haven't even done the test pressings yet, even though the record should have been released by now. So if you can't get the test pressing done, I don't know, maybe they can't get the lacquer. I don't think it's a question of vinyl, it's hard to say. But I'll just stay tuned. So a number of records that should have already arrived, I probably won't receive them until the end of July or probably August sometime at the earliest. And most of these are all coming from Europe. I don't think from North America. Just another piece of news. One of my favorite records in my collection here is the Black Angels, Directions to See a Ghost. Just want to say I absolutely love this album. And I've noticed, at least through Amazon Canada, it's being repressed again. So I think it was out of circulation there for a while. But what caught my eye is the costs. Amazon, they're asking $92 for this record, and it's to be repressed and released towards the end of August. I think $92 is a crazy amount of money for a record. It's a 3-record set. All 3 records, 180-gram vinyl, trifold cover, and all that. $92. But if you're a fan of the Black Angels or you're a fan of Neil Syke, this is an album really worth checking out. It is a fantastic album. So the last little bit of news, 2 of my favorite bands, the Kundalini Genie and the New Candies. In both cases, I'm missing the second album by those 2 bands, and that is because I did not discover the bands until a year or so after the albums have been released, and you can't get them. There's no copies coming up for sale. I think the New Candies did have 1 copy up for sale at a ridiculous price. They're on Discogs and wouldn't even remotely consider it. So I emailed both bands and got asking them, are they going to do a repress of their second albums? And I got responses from both bands in less than 24 hours, and both bands said yes, they are going to do a repress of their second album, but in both cases the repress will not be until 2022. So I got a bit of time to wait, probably a year, but at least I know I don't have to bite the bullet and pay crazy money in Discogs to get these albums. They will eventually be repressed. So that's pretty good. Just to sum up here, the lockdowns are ending after 3 months. Barbershops opened up yesterday. Stores have opened up. So people are starting to take vacations again. Their traveling restrictions have been released. And they have been. People have been traveling a bit anyways, because a friend of mine, he packed up the wife, kids, and dog and took off to the coast there for a 1-week vacation. And when he got back there yesterday, saying there was a little bit of drama on the beach during his vacation. He's beginning to second guess his decision about naming his dog Shark. So, well, that's a good thing to consider, renaming your dog. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.